Dawn Green, Congressman Rangel, Mayor Bloomberg, President Bollinger, ladies and gentlemen. Engraved above the entrance of the temple of Apollo at Delphi was the maxim, "Know thyself." Since Socrates and Plato first speculated on the nature of the human mind, serious thinkers through the ages, from Robert Van Wyck, the first mayor of New York City, to Michael Bloomberg, from Samuel Johnson, the first president of Columbia University, to Lee Bollinger, have thought it wise to understand oneself and one's behavior. But in the quest for self-understanding, past generations were restricted by the traditional intellectual framework of classical philosophy and psychology. Our generation of scientists at Columbia University and throughout the world have attempted to translate the abstract philosophical and psychological questions about mind into the empirical language of modern biology. The key principle that guides our work is that mind and brain are inseparable. Mind is a set of operations carried out by the brain, an astonishingly complex computational device that constructs our perception of the external world, fixes our attention, controls our action, and determines our feeling. Historically, Columbia University has pioneered the unification of the brain sciences and the behavioral sciences. We took the first step in linking mind to molecules by determining how the molecular logic of signaling within and between nerve cells is related to mental processes and to behavior. We discovered, through the work of Tom Jessel, the molecules that specify the identity of nerve cells and that drive the assembly of precise neural networks within the developing brain. We learned from Richard Axel how these precise neural networks convert information about the outside world into sensory perception. And we learned from my own work and that of Steven Siegelbaum, James Schwartz, and Larry Abbott that the precise connections between the nerve cells of a neural circuit are not fixed, but can be regulated by learning and stored as memory. And finally, Mickey Goldberg has shown us that the logic of even the highest mental functions, such as attention, can now be understood at the level of individual nerve cells. An additional reason that this new science of mind is so powerful and coherent at Columbia is that the basic sciences are embedded in two world-class clinical departments, the Department of Neurology, headed by Timothy Pedley, and the Department of Psychiatry, headed by Jeffrey Lieberman. In the context of this rich tradition, we, the faculty at Columbia, view the establishment of the new Jerome L. Green Science Center as a major step into the future, both for this university and for the nation. This generous gift from Dawn Green could not have come at a better time. As the present generation of scientists look to the future, we have every reason to believe that the biology of the mind will be as important scientifically to the 21st century as the biology of the gene was to the 20th century. The biology of the gene, I should add, also began here at Columbia with the discovery by Thomas Hunt Morgan that genes are discrete units of heredity located at precise sites on the chromosome. In addition to ensuring that Columbia retains its worldwide intellectual leadership in the new biology of mind, the Jerome L. Green Science Center will attempt something even bolder. It will attempt to construct bridges between the sciences, which are concerned with understanding the natural world, and the humanities, which are concerned with the meaning of human experience. Thus, the biological study that will occupy scientists in the Jerome L. Green Science Center represents more than a scientific inquiry of great promise. It also represents an important humanistic endeavor, an endeavor that will provide all of us with a fount of new knowledge. To begin with, the new knowledge will improve our understanding of psychiatric and neurological disorders, ranging from autism to schizophrenia and from motor neuron disease to Alzheimer's dementia. But the new synthesis will do something much more. It will lead to a deeper understanding of ourselves by linking the biology of mind to philosophy, psychology, law, economics, sociology, and education. For example, in relationship to philosophy and psychology, we will want to ask, what is the nature of consciousness, particularly the consciousness of self? In relation to the law, we will want to know, what constraints does biology impose on free will, and what are the determinants of personal responsibility? In sociology, we will ask, What factors enable members of a cohesive group to recognize each other and bond together? Answers to these questions may also teach us something about the factors that give rise to tribalism, a behavior that is often associated with fear, hatred, and intolerance of others. In many ways, this new synthesis of mind, brain, and behavior is an extension of the vision of Jerome and Dawn Green. Jerome Green was Columbia through and through. As you heard, a graduate of the college and of the law school, he was a man who was interested in fundamental issues of the law on the one hand, and to the social and psychological questions surrounding individual responsibility on the other. Dawn Green is truly Jerome Green's prophetic partner in this enterprise. A visionary with many possible outlets for generosity, Dawn selected the study of mind, brain, and behavior because she saw it as the most compelling intellectual challenge of the 21st century, a decision with which we all obviously agree. Thus, we celebrate today not only a great new building, the Jerome L. Green Science Center, and with it the founding of a new campus, we also celebrate a new vision, a new approach to knowledge, and we celebrate these beginnings